Good morning, field study students of Bago City College. Welcome to episode 2. This is Maria Sheila D. Flahimon, your FS supervisor. Episode 2 is about embedding action research for reflective teaching. Our intended learning outcomes for this episode is at the end of this learning episode, you must have familiarized about action research as a reflective teacher. Second, you must have underscored the importance of doing research. What is professional alignment of episode 2? So meaning, what are the different professional education courses that are in the action research or AR for this episode 2? Or in short, these are the subjects that are embedded in your second episode. And the following are foundation theories and concept theories. Second is pedagogical content courses. Third is your experiential learning courses. And fourth is your FS1 major course research in education. So meaning, in this episode, you have to go back to the subject during your first year, second year, and third year for you to be able to really understand this episode and for you that you can be able to move forward in the filling up of this episode. So meaning while you are answering this episode, you have to go over with this following subjects that are mentioned a while ago, which are foundation theories, pedagogical content courses, experiential learning courses, and your FS1 major research and education. You are going to copy the link that is posted on the screen. This video is important for teachers because teachers are very keen observer about the students inside the classroom. Teachers will enable her to identify what are the problem inside the classroom, especially when it comes to the learning capabilities of our students or problems that may arise in the day-to-day basis, no, inside the classroom while the teacher is with his or her students. Now, after watching the video, I would like you to ponder on the following questions that are posted on this slide. And these are the following problems. What do you think is the problem in the video that the teacher helps her student motivate to get high grade? Second, does the teacher find ways or took action to solve the problem? And third, what do you think is the teacher did to find ways in solving the problem? These questions will help the teacher in identifying students' weaknesses, which can help her discover her students' strength. This video will tell you that a certain problem was addressed and the teacher were able to motivate the students. So what do you think is the problem of the students in the video? So the problem may be that the students got a low score in every test that they have. Or there might have some problem why the students were able to get a low score in all of the subjects. Now, when we say action research, it talks about, of course, action, and it talks about research. What do you mean when we say action? So action is taking action to improve your practice. No, there will be no result if you are not going to take action. While research is finding things out and coming to a new understanding that create new knowledge. So an action research, always remember that every teacher is an action researcher. That a teacher can do action research because every day the teacher can engage to the students on a day-to-day basis. This problem can be identified because they were the one who observes problems of their students. Now, what is the contribution of John Dewey in research? What is the contribution, no, of John Dewey in research? We will go back to what is research, now, according to John Dewey. John Dewey introduced the idea of inquiry, and followed him talking about inquiry, who followed him, not talking about inquiry in research. So it's Collier in 1945, Levin in 1949, and Corey in 1953. So aside from John Dewey, other also followed him, who talks about inquiry in research, now, which are who are Collier, Lewin, and Corey. Who introduced the notion of action research as a habit of continuing inquiry? It's Sean who introduced it. How does Stephen Corey define action research? So he defined action research as a process through which practitioners, like teachers, study their own practice to solve their personal or professional practical problems. How about John Eliot? No? How is or what is his definition about action research? So Eliot defines action research as it is concerned with everyday practical problems experienced by teachers rather than theoretical problem defined by pure researchers. So it is all about identifying problems inside the classroom. How to start an action research? You begin with a situation or you begin with an issue, because action research process usually begins with a situation or an issue that a teacher wants to change as a part of the school improvement initiative. So your result can be used in any school improvement, no, in a certain school that wherein you are being assigned. Then this is now the next slide. We'll talk about um, your answer, no, in your handbook or in your FS handbook. So you just have to follow, no. You have to comply with all of the pages in your episode 1. So make a list of completed action research titles by teachers in the field. So meaning you are going to make a library or you are going to look into online search of the different completed action research titles conducted by teachers. It should be conducted by teachers. You research for an action research title in the online or in our library. Then you make a list, you know, in the matrix similar to the sample matrix that are being posted, no, in the next slide that I will going to post. Submit the 5 titles of completed action research studies for you as your reference. No, that is what you're going to do. Now, this is how you're going to create the inventory of your sample action research, which are conducted by your or by the teachers. So example is differentiated instruction in teaching English for grade 4 classes. That is just an example. So in numbers 1 to 5 here, you are going to make a list of those titles. Then you are going to write who is the author of that action research. Okay. Then based on the activity on making list of completed action research titles, you find out what you have noticed by answering the following questions. So this is the question on this area. What have you noticed about the action research title? Do the action research titles imply problems to solve? You just say yes or no. If yes, you have to identify the problem from the title you have given. Then your answer shall be posted on this part. Number 1. So now on the first title, on the second title, and the third title, the fourth and the fifth. Okay. Next, what interpretation about action research can we make out of the answer number one? So you write your answer on the other side of this table. Number three, write the title of your interpretation of the study from the title. Then you answer on the other side also. Then number four, what do you think did the author do with the identified problem as presented in their titles? You just have to look for a finished action research and you have to write the title and you answer the following question. Then you write an abstract of a completed action research. Okay, there is that part in your handbook that you're going to write an abstract of a completed action research. Okay, thank you so much and good luck in your episode 2 handbook.